Hi, this is Megan, and I am here with sketch number 11 from the June 2021 Creative Memories Virtual Crop. We have a two-page layout here. It has some nice banding detail at the top and the bottom to really frame those photos in nicely. They do show 3 photos on one side, 2 on the other. I'm actually going to be reversing this setup. I'm going to take these 2 photos and put it over here on the left-hand side and put the 3 arrangement over on the right-hand side. But I'm going to keep this detail over here. They've got a little bit of a different, maybe a pattern, or you could put a border or something here. The top and the bottom, they show some different border, theoretically using different borders and whatnot. So you can just have some fun playing with those. The measurements are all pretty straightforward. You can, of course, adjust as needed. This, if you just build the top and the bottom as you see fit, and you could put your photos in here in any arrangement that you want. It's a pretty generic sketch. I wouldn't say there's too much here going on that is really substantial in terms of how you can just adapt it to what you need. They do show a double matte effect over here on these 2 vertical photos. I am only going to be doing a single matte with mine. I am once again digging back into my stash. I am working on photos of my oldest child. This is his first day of school when he's in 1st grade. He will be graduating next year, so I am a little bit behind, and I've kind of hoarded a little bit of Bookworm. It was an older collection. I think it came out maybe in 2017, somewhere in there, maybe 16, 17. And so I don't have a ton of it, and I'm going to try to make it stretch as much as I can through his elementary school years, at least for like those first day, end of last day pictures. So I didn't want to double matte because I was just going to be using up too much paper. So to get started here, what I did is I'm building my background on a separate piece of paper. So I'll set that aside, and I've got my 12 by 12 layout. I'm going to put together the the left page. I've already got the right page done, so I'll be able to slide that in and show you what it looks like when we're all finished here. So I went ahead and I grabbed my older, oh my gosh, notebook border maker cartridge, and they have this notebook paper, and I went ahead and I trimmed this to the 8 inches tall for that center section of the sketch. This is what my photos are going to be on, and I went ahead and punched the left hand side with that notebook punch to give it that notebook effect. So that's going to kind of go here in the middle of my page. Now what I did is I went ahead and I have this blue kind of makes you think of, structural drawings, architecture plans, the old concept of blueprint. So I've got that. We'll come over here on the the left side. And I really like how it has that notebook effect. It's going to look great there. Then what I have is at the top, I am going to be mirroring at the top and the bottom my borders, simply because I am using pattern paper. So I've already got a lot going on just by using some pattern paper. And I was wanting to keep it, not too crazy. So that's going to come in as such. And I'll get those all adhered in place. And then the next piece I've got is I've got this lovely multi-patterned paper or multicolored paper with a fun pattern on it. I'm going to be using that at the top and at the bottom. And this is where I'm really bringing in a little bit of that additional color detail. So that's why I said I really don't need to worry too much about getting too crazy with any kind of border punch or anything here, simply because I've got a lot going on in the pattern. I'm letting that pattern do some work for me. And then I did want to add some detail. So I went back and I grabbed my zigzag cartridge. And I do like this, so I'm going to be placing the zigzag that I punched in the red tonal paper. It's actually the other side of this multicolor paper. And this will be coming in. And then here at the top, so the red zigzag is going on the top of that multicolor paper at both top and bottom. So then all I have to do here is I put my photos in place. And you can kind of see that the reason I wanted these photos on the the left-hand side of the page is they're, the morning before we head to school. And the other page has a few more images that are, walking to school and him sitting in the classroom. So now what I've got going on here is I used one of the embellishments that came with it and used the stickers to say 1st grade. because was first grade. And then I went ahead and I've got some die cut letters that I'm going to go ahead and probably put up here, and they're going to spell out school. And I'll get these all put in place off camera. And then what I'll do is I will, of course, show the final result at the very end of the video. I've got to do some lettering detail, and that is a little harder for me to do on camera. I like to make sure I take my time. And so I'm probably going to go ahead and grab some letter stickers and say first day of, and it'll say school here. So this is the right side page, or excuse me, the left page. And here is the right page. So you can see this is nicely coming together. I might make some final adjustments once I get both pages figured out there. But you can see it's a pretty simple setup. It's got the nice detail. I will probably also, I got to figure out a place. I'm going to do a little journaling down here, put the date in someplace so we can all remember that this was back in 2010, the fall of 2010. So definitely going back a ways to get these photos all taken care of. So anyways, that is sketch 7. I stayed pretty, or excuse me, sketch 11. I stayed pretty true to it, just doing a little bit of adjustments as I needed for those photos. I really liked how these focal photos over on the side here, you know, he's standing there so cute at the camera. And then we have some photos walking up to school and him actually in his classroom. So thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing what you've created.